Hi everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Liv and I bring out brand new videos every week on self-development and business. So if that's something that you're interested in, please subscribe, it would really help me out. So today's video is going to be all about how to manage a full-time job and a side hustle or a small business. And I do get this question all the time, so I thought I'd make a YouTube video about it. And before I actually start this video, I just wanted to add a kind of little disclaimer. So a lot of people don't believe that you can be an entrepreneur and have a full-time job or career, and I have to say I completely disagree with that. I love my job and I love the company I work for, and I do work extremely hard in my career. My small business is just something that I work on in my spare time, and I try and grow every single day around that. So with that out of the way, I have 7 tips on how to balance a full-time job and a side hustle. So if you want to see what they are, then keep watching. So the first thing you want to do is you want to check with your employer first. So before you even start up your small business or your side hustle, you want to check with your employer. You want to check with your manager. You want to check with HR. So you want them to know about you potentially having a small business or a side hustle from the get-go. So 90% of employers should be fine with it as long as you are doing something different to what you are doing in your career. So for example, if you do work in the financial sector and you have a beauty business, that should be fine because you're not offering any financial advice and you're not kind of competing with your employer or offering any kind of contradicting information that your employer provides. I hope that makes sense. Hopefully it does. But yeah. Tip number 2 is going to be when you are working at your full-time job, you have to make sure that you are doing honest work. You don't want to be working on your small business during your contractual hours, and this is just a big no. Even if you're not busy during your day job, never do this. So first off, there's the obvious reason why you shouldn't do this, and that is because you are being paid to do that job. You are getting paid either an hourly rate or you're getting paid a salary, and that is not to work on your own business during your employer's time, you know. And not only that, you need to keep them separate. So you don't really want to be allowing your kind of time to be taken over by the kind of processing act of the brain, and that is when it goes from thinking about something to thinking about something completely different. So say for example you deal with a lot of data and a lot of numbers in your career, and your small business is more design and kind of the creative type thinking type. It's going to take your brain quite a while to adjust from the different types of work. So by keeping these completely separate, it reduces that time and then it allows you to be a lot more productive. My third tip is going to be keeping on top of your workload in your full-time job. So by keeping on top of your workload at your day job, you're not only minimalising the chance of you having to either start early, work for your lunch, or finish late, or sometimes even work at the weekend, it's also allowing yourself to not feel so overwhelmed. And you don't really want to be feeling overwhelmed when you finally log off at the end of the day and you want to start working on your small business. That is not the mindset that you need to have when you're thinking about growing your small business and doing the best you can in that. And also by keeping on top of your workload in your day job, it's also kind of allowing room for growth and career progression. So say for example you're super quiet in your day job, you finished all of your work, you don't really want to be going around sailing by doing the absolute bare minimum. You want to kind of use this time, if you are on top of your workload, you want to like use this time to kind of push yourself, see if there's anything that you can kind of get involved with. So say for example, like if there's a project that you can get involved with, what is that, how can you kind of add to that? If there's certain ways that you do something at work, are there different ways that the team can use to kind of manage their workload more effectively and communicate better? And is there just things that you can kind of bring to not only to your team but to the company? Like look at processes, have a look and see how can we change these, how can we make them better, like look to implement a new way of working or a new system that could be beneficial to everyone. Or you could even mentor and help other colleagues with their work, and this is going to really allow you to go from a strong performer to a top performer. My fourth tip is going to be to-do lists, and I know this term is so overused, but it is so undervalued. If you are working on your career and at your full-time job 7 to 8 hours a day, the hours and the time you have for your small business are crucial. So what I personally do is I will create to-do lists the day before, especially for my small business. So say for example you're working on the hours of 6 till 8 on your small business, use the last 10 to 15 minutes of that 2-hour window to actually write your to-do list for the next day, so then you know exactly what you need to be doing and you're not sitting around just kind of thinking, oh, what could I work on today? You already know what you need to work on because you've prepped it all the night before. So tip number 5 is going to be to plan on a monthly basis. So you want to be, at the end of each month, you want to be creating a kind of schedule for the following month. Examples of these schedules can include social media content, email campaigns, stock delivery, influencer collab dates, new product launches, literally anything that you feel is important and you need a schedule for. Always create a schedule for it. So I personally used to work on a day-to-day basis for my small business, and I do not do that anymore. That did not work for me. My stress levels were through the roof, and I've started doing it on a monthly basis, and that's really helped me to actually look at the bigger picture and see exactly what needs to get done, and actually just plan in advance as well, rather than actually wasting my time each and every day. So for example, thinking about a social media post, I will have to sit there, think about it, design it, create it, post it, think about hashtags, captions, and now I don't have to do that. It's all done, but not just for that day, for the whole entire month. Like, it's just so much better. Tip number 6 is going to be on batching, and it is probably one of the most important tips that I think I've covered in this video, and it has helped me so much. So for those of you who don't know what batching is basically doing the same type of thing all in one go. So for example, you could batch all of your email campaigns for that month, you could batch all of your social media content for that month, or you could do it on a weekly basis as well. So not only does this save so much time, it also reduces the amount of switch time that your brain needs that I spoke about earlier on in this video. And it also just allows you to get into the swing of things, and I think everyone can agree once you actually get into the swing of things, it's so much easier to do it all in one go. So for example, what I've recently started doing with batching is I've started to batch all of my social media content. So I will take one day out of the kind of last day out of the week, out of every month, and I will sit there and I will design and create all of my social media kind of posts, so that I know I've done them all. Like, I've done all of the research, I've done all of the creating, I create the templates and things like that. And what I'll also do is I will batch film my TikTok content for my small business. That's why if you follow me on TikTok, I'm literally in the same outfit for 7 days in a row. Like, people must think I have no clothes, but that's not it. I just batch. And batching is such a good way to actually just keep on top of things, and I just wish I'd started doing it sooner. And I think I'm probably going to start batching everything in my life, probably even like YouTube videos. So yeah, I would definitely recommend batching. So that brings me on to my final tip, and that is going to be to remember to switch off and just take breaks. So you want to make sure that you are taking short and frequent breaks throughout the day anyway, because they do increase productivity, and you also want to make sure that you are switching off as well. Like, you cannot just, your body needs to rest. Having a full-time job is hard, having a small business is hard, doing them together is really hard. I don't really agree with the quotes that say something along, I can't remember it off of the top of my head, but it's something along the lines of, people who want to be successful don't sleep. While you're sleeping, someone else is working on your dream. And I can understand if you're sleeping in until like 3 o'clock every single day. I can understand where that's coming from, but you need to sleep. Like for a quote to make you feel guilty for sleeping when it's literally something that the human body needs. Yeah, no, I don't agree with that. So you want to be making sure that you are taking time for yourself every single day, and actually make that you time. So I recently done a digital detox for the evening. I switched off my phone at 6:30 and literally no one could contact me, and I didn't go on my phone until probably 7-8 o'clock the next morning. And oh my gosh, like I would literally recommend it to anyone. So with my full-time job, obviously I'm sat at my computer all day. For my small business, obviously it's an online store, so it's online, so I do a lot of work online for that. And then also with YouTube, like I'm in a camera, I'm editing, I'm pre-uploading, I'm doing all of the tags and stuff like that. So I'm just constantly, like every waking hour of my life seems to be technology based and like just focused around technology. So I feel like I really kind of needed to step back from all of that, and I'm actually looking to do this maybe once a week, or maybe even implementing it into my daily routine, because it made me feel so much better. So I might start doing, like, from the hours of 8 o'clock I'm not going to be using any technology. The only technology that I did use that night was my Kindle, but you can't really go on Facebook on a Kindle, can you? You just kind of sit there and read your books, which is exactly what I done. But yeah, just remember, self-care is not selfish, and it is literally a necessity. So make sure that you are taking breaks and you are switching off from work. So that is pretty much it for today's video. I hope I gave some good tips, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. It would really help me out, and be sure to subscribe if you want to see more from me. And let me know if you want to see more kind of career based videos. I mean, I technically do kind of cover that niche, as my niche is self-development and business. So yeah, if you want to see more career videos from me, let me know. But yeah, again, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.